Welcome to the instructional video for the Bailey Autograph 75-2. This is based on the Peugeot engine and on the 160 brake horsepower. The wing mirror is folded manually but then electrically operated from inside. We have the alloy wheels and then moving around the vehicle. On the driver's side we have our mains water filler point. So you'll see here there's two parts to it. A connection end here which will connect to a sight post, either the screw one or take it off, and it's the hose lock one. And then you've got the fitting that goes onto the vehicle. So to release it, they have the little blue levers at the side. Pull them back and that pulls it out. And to fill it up, press it in and make sure it's fully clicked in, because then water won't come through, and then turn on your stand post to allow water to come in. I'll show you inside. There is a bung inside the tank that will need to be in place to fill up the fresh water, but that is how you fill up the freshwater system on this baler. Behind that we've got fridge vent covers, so you can buy separate covers for them. And then further to the rear again we have our toilet cassette. So a pretty standard toilet cassette on here. You lift up the handle, slide the actual toilet cassette out. You've got the little orange circle at the top that's the vacuum to stop any splashbacks, and the grey cap that you need to remove to empty it. Once you've emptied it and cleaned it out, slide it back in and just pop the handle down in the little grooves here to stop that from moving, and then close the door. The locker doors all work with one single key, and you will see that it will then just stop the button from pressing in and will lock just like that, and to open repeat it and then it will press in to open. So that's on your driver's side. To the rear of the vehicle there's the supports for a bike rack and your reverse camera, which was standard just up there. Onto the passenger side, we've got the flue at the back for the Alder heating. This runs off the wet central heating. We've got the entrance into your rear locker area. Now this one, to close it you twist it, to open it you release it, and you do that on both sides. Once you've released it, then you can hold it in place with the door retainer just up there, and you can see we've got a large access into the garage area. You can see that the carpets are located there, and these do come as standard as well. We've got the alloy wheels again on this side. We've got an external barbecue point, so the isolator is turning off the gas at the minute. You'll just twist that to get the gas out and then turn it to turn it back off. We've got a mains socket just here, and then which is an outlet, so that's mains electric coming out of the vehicle. And then we have your mains cable inlet point, which is just located next to that. To the side of that we've got your gas locker area, and again it utilises the same twist locks to open it, so twist it to open there. And this will take in generally two 6 kilogram bottles just in there, and you will need a pigtail to connect to the actual regulator just on the roof of the vehicle there. To twist it back round, twist it in. Now you'll see on the video there that there's a little red band at the top. Now if the red band is showing, you can travel with that, it's not a problem, it is locked. But to lock it completely, the band will disappear just like that, and then will appear again when you open it. So that's how you would lock it permanently from there. Behind we have the habitation door. This works off your central locking, an awning light above, and an awning, which in this case is a Fiamma awning, and I will send you a separate video link for how to use the awning. Forward of that, just here we have your diesel filler cap, and this model uses the AdBlue facility as well, which is a topping up agent that will count you down on the clock to let you know when that's running low. So that's what the AdBlue is there. Into the cab area, we have got underneath the seat here, your toolkit is located just underneath there. Underneath the panel in the floor is where you find your engine battery, and to open the bonnet we have the pole cable just there. To lift up the bonnet, it's underneath the Peugeot badge. You'll see this yellow little lever, just lift that up, and then you've got your stanchion there to hold the bonnet in place. What we've got here is we've got your negative terminal, and then underneath that little plastic cover down there is your positive terminal. We've got your oil, your dipstick, and right in the corner we have your screen wash just there. When closing it, just put the stanchion down and release it just like that. So that's the outside of the vehicle done. On the whole, I'll just show you where your waste water drains from, which on this one is round on this side, and it's located lower just there. So you just open the little lever to drain the wastewater and then close it when the wastewater is filling up. So wastewater and fresh water on the same side, toilet on the same side, gas, electric, external shower, external electric points are all on this side, along with your gas. So moving in, we've got a bin, we've got a fly screen, and we've got a blind on the habitation door. And again, I have mentioned it, it is central locking. So let's move inside. So now inside the vehicle, above the habitation door, we have the main control panel, and I'll run through both how that works for the actual light, pumps and switches, and the control panel next to it is for the alder heating. So first of all, we want to turn on or off the main power, and you do this with the button here. Now you'll see it tells you what you're doing when you press the button. If you want to turn the lights off, it's just this button in the middle here, and again it tells you what you're doing. Lights on, lights off. The button next to it is your awning light, so again it tells you that it's on, or it tells you it's off. And then we've got the water pump, which again tells us whether we're on or whether we're off. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to navigate. To go through the other options in there, you use the down arrow, so water level, waste level, fill internal tank, external temperature, and then user settings. Keep going down, you'll get, again, internal temperature, battery selection, ampage on your leisure battery, voltage of your leisure battery, and then back to your time option. Yeah, so that's telling you basically your main options through your control panel. It will be in your handbook, and you will be able to revert back to this to help you, but they're the fundamental basics of that actual system. So I'm going to put the power on, and then I'm going to come to the control panel at the side. To turn that on, we press the button here on the side, which will then start the unit. To get into the menu, then we press the button at the side here. So what we have got is we have got a temperature button, and this is all touchscreen. So if I touch the screen, the temperature will go down. If I wanted it to go up, I would press the up button. The next one down is your water temperature. So if you want the water temperature to heat up, then you would press that button and it goes green. To turn it off, because with no water in it at the minute, you want it to be on blue. So that is your water. You've got your temperature that you want it to be in the vehicle above, your water temperature below. The next one down is your fuel source on electric. And on here we've got 1, 2 or 3 kilowatt electric. So you select the option that you want, and then that will heat up your water or your heating, or both if you want it, to the desired temperature and setting that you've got it. If you then want to use just gas, then you would press the gas button below. There's no gas at the minute, so I'm going to turn it off, and that would heat on gas. You can also go gas and electric at the same time. So again, pretty straightforward. You have some menu options through the little button on this side of it, but initially I would say to you, get used to the main 4 functions before you go into anything else. And remember, when you're going away from the vehicle, you'll need to turn the unit off, so you press and hold that, and that turns off the unit. So pretty straightforward on the control panels. I'll show you on the drain points now in the various positions that you'll need to do once you fill up the freshwater tank. And that is located underneath the panel in the floor here. So remove the actual cap, and underneath it has a black cap just sat there. You'll need to undo this if you're wanting to drain the tank. And then what you'll see is just inside the tank, you'll see at the bottom there's a little orange plug on a chain. Now, to completely empty the wastewater tank, you will need to pull that out of the hole in the bottom of the tank. To fill it up, you'll need to put that back in. So just remember that little plug at the bottom of your freshwater tank for emptying and filling up the fresh water. If you forget to put it back in and put water in through the filler point, it will just come out underneath the vehicle, so please just be careful. Once you put the bung back in, just put the actual cap on. Just like that. And then put the floor panel back in place. Behind that we have another panel, and this is a panel for your wastewater. If you wanted to get in and put any chemicals in to clean it, that is the one for the wastewater. So wastewater towards the back of the vehicle, fresh water towards the front. We've also got a drain point for underneath the bed for your alder heating system, and that is located just here with the little yellow toggle. So in the up position at the minute, that is draining the water out of your boiler. So if you left it continually like that, it would empty your whole boiler, which is this unit underneath the bed here. It would take the fresh water from your freshwater tank through your boiler and empty out through that drain. So what we need to do is we need to put that in the closed position. So down like that, whether it's pointing that way or it's pointing that way, is allowing the boiler, which is this unit, to fill up with water. Once you've got water in there, which you do by turning on the pump and then going to the various taps in both here, in the sink area, the shower area and the main sink area in the kitchen, what you'll need to do is on the tap, you'll see it's marked hot and cold. So you'll need to turn it to the hot, open up your tap, and the water will flow out of there, probably initially spitting and spurting, till you get a steady stream. Once you've got a steady stream, turn off the tap. That means then that this boiler unit here is full of water, and then you can go to your subsequent option on the alder heating control panel and select for the hot water to get warm. Please don't select that hot water option without having water in there. Now, with the locker area open, you can see again the access from outside. We've got your carpets, we've got the front section, and just in front of the area here we have got a mains socket. So these main sockets become active once you are plugged into your mains electric. Once you've got everything from underneath your bed, you can then close the bed down just like that. We've got main sockets and USB charging points in the bedroom area, and to open the cupboards we simply in the middle press the button and it opens up. Don't pull it because you'll pull these little hooks off and you'll have to unscrew them to put them back in place. Just push to open, push to close, and the same in the two panels at the side here. So again, plenty of storage. We've got a light switch which does the little lights above the bedroom area, a mounting for a TV if you wanted to watch TV, another main socket and a 12 volt and aerial charging point just there. The windows on the baler are all exactly the same. So we have a fly screen and a blind that pulls up. So again, you can set it in the middle and then press the button in to lift it over the catch to then open just like that. The curtains are just there for decorative, they aren't meant to close together, so just be aware of that. Bathroom area, I mentioned earlier about the toilet. So we've got a flush, which is the little blue button and an indicator to tell you that you are full or not. We've got your toilet cassette, which is found underneath here, and to remove it you must have this blade in the position that you see here on the video, so to the front of the vehicle. Yeah, when you're wanting to open the flap on the actual toilet itself, you just push that to the back of the vehicle, and that will allow you then for anything to go in the toilet set, and pull it back when you've finished whatever you are doing. The toilet does then slide around and move around, so choose the best place for yourselves. We have a light in here as well, which is on the pull cord. So just pull the cord and that will turn the light off. We have storage in the cupboard here. So soap holder and toothbrush holder. And then, as I mentioned, you've got your tap, which again, if you want to open it, will open, and close will close. Drainer just there, and your sink plugs underneath. We do tell you to put the strap in place, so that is just there for travelling. And then we've also got fitted to this particular model a little line that goes across and just hooks into that side for holding up any wet towels, clothes, or any belongings just there. So, little neat addition. We've got the radiator for the Aldi heating system in here, and storage just underneath for your belongings. The door must always be in this position for travelling, but to close it, you take away the little tie and then lift up the handle to lock that area off completely. We also have a screen, which is just unplugged here and then pulled across, and with the magnet that's on the actual tambour door, magnetizes just like that to screen off the rear area from the front of the vehicle. So quite neat, quite easy, and easily stored away in both options. Just there. So the roof lights, these also have fly screens and blinds on. So blind being there and fly screen being the other way. And to open it, you press the button in, pull the lever down, and that will open up to the desired height that you want. A few different settings on the heights, and they're just on the little rails there. But when you're travelling, it must be over that little bar, and that to stop anything from coming loose on the motorways. They are the same on that window and the middle window. The front big one is slightly different, so that does have a blind and a fly screen, but then it has the catches. So undo the catch, and then pull the handle back and lift it up for your big opening window just there. Pull it back down and lift it forward, lock it in place, and lock it in place just like that. Just there. The front window also has a fly screen and a blind on it. So again, we can screen all the area off in an evening quite easily by just pulling up the blinds on all the windows through the vehicle, just like so. Yeah. So, now we've looked at the blinds, we can look at the cooking facilities. So we have microwave. Only works on mains, so please be careful. Trying to do this on 12 volt will not work. We have the fridge option. So this is a selectable fridge option. So we've got 4 positions that the switch can be in. We've got the up position, which is off. We've got the 2-prong socket, which is your mains electric. We have 12 volt battery, only works when the engine's running. And then lastly, we have gas. Now with the gas, you will have to just operate the 2 switches at the side of it, and what you do is you press the button in and press the igniter. You'll hear a clicking, and what you'll need to do is wait until this little orange bar moves from the white area through into the green area, and then you can release your fingers off both of the 2 switches, and if it stays in the green position, you're lit on gas. When you're going away from the vehicle, turn off your gas or switch it to 12 volt if you're wanting it to run on your engine, or alternatively just turn the unit off. You'll know it's off when the light goes off. Yeah. The top part of it is a freezer compartment. You can remove it, as the sticker tells you that's on there, to become a full fridge if you want more fridge space, or have it as a freezer and a fridge as it is displayed just here. Forward of that, we've got the cooking facilities. So the Bailey is blessed with having both gas and electric. So 3 gas and the 1 main electric. Pretty self-explanatory. The electric one is this one with the little red dial. And then the gas, it does tell you on the little pictures which one works, the relevant one. We have an igniter which is on the front, which does the hobs and the oven and the grill. So that's just this one here. Now we've got your switch here for the grill and the oven. And again, you can see clearly it's marked below. Turn it that way for your grill and turn it the opposite way and adjust the heat for the oven. And that is your grill and your oven. Below that we have your gas isolation valves and some storage room. Just be careful because there is some electrics under here, but a sticker telling you which taps revert to which items. Kitchen area, we've got storage in each of the areas for your belongings. Now these are soft close, but one thing you must remember to do is once they are closed before moving, press them all in place and lock them in place just as I've shown you there. Lastly, we've got your sink and your chopping board and some sockets, so main sockets. Light switches will do the lights above and below, and this one in the kitchen area is a touch one, so just touch it to turn it on and touch it to turn it off. So that's the only one that doesn't work on the mains supply. Opening up the cupboard again, remembering that we're pushing this in, and we're doing the same for the cupboard just in front of it. So push it in the centre, and just above we also have your regulator for the solar panel. So when the green lights are on, there's nothing really that you need to do. It's just telling you that you've got power coming to the batteries on a trickle charge. So that's the kitchen area. Behind the kitchen area, we've got your wardrobe area. And this is also where your table is located and stored away. We've also got the aerial. It's fitted as standard. So your booster box there is a little switch on the top here to turn it on and off. And we've got the aerial pole itself. So to raise it up, you'll need to release the collar, which is this collar here. You generally turn it anti-clockwise and then lift the pole up and down to get a better signal. Yeah, do remember to pull this back down before you're travelling off. And lastly, we have your alder heating reservoir. Now what we tell you to do with this, to check the level, you've got to have the system running to do this. But what you must do, you'll see that there's a minimum and a maximum level on. It must be above the minimum when it's cold, sort of like a quarter of an inch or 10 centimetres above it. If it's not, it will need topping up. If it continually goes down, then please contact either ourselves or an Aldi specialist, and they'll be able to advise you what to do in that respect. Below your wardrobe, you've got a couple of drawers. So one there, and again, these utilising the press stud. And then below is your main RCD box. So this looks probably very similar to what you have in your home. We've got a bank of fuses at the bottom, and Bailey have nicely labelled each one of them for ease. And then we've got your RCD switches. Yeah, so again, marked quite easily. We have a little test button, which is the little blue button here, which if you're wanting to know if the mains electric is working, you'll press that button when we're plugged into mains, and then that would flip down to show you that we are plugged into mains. Yeah, if you press that and nothing happens, then you're probably unplugged like we are at the moment, and that would stay as it is. But if you press that and it comes down and you're still having a mains electric problem, I would check the ramp post, because it means that everything to the vehicle is okay. So a little pointer for you there, guys. In front of that, we've got another storage drawer. Again, with your push to close button. We've got a TV bracket, which might not always be standard on some of the models. Aerial point and mains point for plugging in, and an aerial point. And we've got another main socket and a light switch for the big lights above, just there. The light underneath here is a touch light, so it just touches on and off when you want to turn that on. And again, press and open the cupboard to give us access into there. Next to the control panel, we have another USB charging point. And then above the passenger side seat, we have more storage for you. If you're wondering what these are the supports for the awning. These two front panels here and here do not open. There is a lip on the front if you did want to put anything small just there. Yeah, so they can be found. These two switches on the cab either side are turned on and off, just with the locker switches there, and the same on the other side. The vehicle comes with a pack and a tyre inflation kit, should you need to use that. In the kitchen area, we've also got the extension piece, which can be folded up and then removed by removing both of these down, just like so, and then pushing down in place there. In the floor area, you'll see there's a couple of hatches. So these lift up, and underneath this one is where your leisure battery is located. So you'll see one battery is standard. If you did want to put another one in there, if you were planning on doing a lot of wild camping, then you have the facility to put it in next to it. But always make sure that the battery is the same as what you've already got on there. Ideally put 2 new batteries on. Further forward, we've got storage area. And again, just be careful closing them. We've got access then through to the underfloor area from the side and from the front, just there. So large storage and access through the front area, just there, or the top area should you want to do that. So to make the beds up on the Baileys, we need to lift up the frame and lift up the frame just like so. Pull the cushions then through into the middle. Just like so. Underneath this seat, you will also see if I lift this up, and we always advise that you lift it up without the cushions on. They do lift up for access. You will see that there's a little switch, and this is your switch for your freshwater tank heater. So in the cold months, if you're worried about your freshwater tank freezing up, then you can switch that down and it will heat the tank, and turn it off when you're not using it. So like I say, we tell you to remove it just to stop the actual springs from being damaged, and then just gently help it down, just like so. So we'll see some little holes and vents, and that is where the Alde heating comes out the front. It also circulates from down the back of the seats and from underneath the floor, the vents underneath the bed and the bathroom area. So you'll try and get an even spread of heating all throughout the vehicle. Now onto the cab area. We can swivel the seats forward, and you'll just have to be careful on this side with the gear lever, handbrake lever. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to slide up this bar, turn it around, and that will allow you then to swivel the seat forward away from that handbrake. To swivel it backwards, because it only locks in place rear facing, you'll need to move that little handle, and you'll see it will click in place as and when you want to use it. You'll need to do the same on the passenger side to stop it from hitting the door. And on both the side and the front area, the vehicle is fitted with Remis cab blinds. The front ones pulled together and magnetised on the magnetic strip here on the front, and the side ones just magnetised on the front of the actual vehicle itself, where there is a little strip fitted just like so. Now on the cab area, we have a passenger airbag. We have a cooled storage area just underneath here. We have a glove box lower down. We have cup holders, your hill descent button, which is just here, your hazard light, traction button, and your lock button, unlock button. Above that we have your habitation air just here, And what you can see on here, you've got your radio, your media, your nav, and your phone options. You also have your FM and DAB options, and your volume control, as well as a CD option just on here. It's a 6-speed gearbox. We've got the cruise control and speed limiter just down here. We've got your lights and your indicators just here. On the opposite side, we've got your screen wash, your windscreen wipers, and on the end of it, we've got a little trip counter. And we've got your multifunctional steering wheel options also on this model. Your reverse camera will be shown by the option just in here. And to the right hand side, driver's side, we've got your mirror switches, which control all 4 points of the mirror, so the 2 on the driver's and the 2 on the passenger side, as well as another lock button and your electric window options there. Underneath this panel in here is where you will find some fuses for the Peugeot side of it, and the ignition key just goes in there. Fog lights and your options are in there on the little right hand side of it, just there. To turn off the radio, you'll need to press that to turn it off. So that concludes the instructional video for the Bailey 75-2. Hope you find it informative. Please give us your comments, but most importantly, we hope you enjoy your Bailey motorhome. Thank you.